Hello and welcome back to another video. Now, a couple of weeks ago we went off on a treasure hunting adventure in Dragonfly. As you can see, she's looking a little bit muddy, but anyway, that aside, we had a fantastic weekend. We found treasure, and if you're interested in that video, I'll link it at the end of this video, or just go and check out my other channel, The Cockney Treasure Hunter. Anyway, whilst off on this weekend, it was quite rainy, it was quite miserable, cold. Apart from that, been a great time. Right. Anyway, I discovered, or realised, that the calorifier that I fitted in Dragonfly works absolutely fantastic. When I'm driving, I get really nice piping hot water, but come the following day, that water does go quite cool. It loses its heat overnight. So I thought, that's no problem. After all, I fitted an engine preheater. Problem is, I've realised now that the engine preheater really isn't that efficient, and it actually times itself out after a while, so it switches itself off even though it hasn't reached that magical 80 degrees. I think the problem is because the water goes around the engine, it travels from the heater around the engine, then down under the van through the calorifier to heat the water that's inside the calorifier, and then back up to the engine. So it goes around the engine first before getting to the calorifier, and because it's going around the engine and the engine's cold, it's taking a lot of the heat out of the water before it gets to the calorifier. Does that make sense? Anyway, long story short, I need to change the way I've piped it up just to make it a little bit more efficient and to get a bit more heat out of it as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to experiment with it. I've got a couple of ideas to change things around. I bought a couple of taps so I can actually turn water off and try and stop it flowing around the engine and just going through the water heater and through the calorifier and not actually heating the engine up. I mean, after all, this is England. We don't really need engine preheaters in this country. It doesn't get that cold, does it? Let's face it. We do have quite mild winters. God, I hope I haven't just jinxed myself. Right. It is a bit dark in that corner, so we're going to get Dragonfly out first and then get some light on it, and see if we can cure this problem for the next treasure hunting adventure, because winter is drawing in and I do like a nice warm shower. Yeah, I might even give her a wash while I've got her out. Let's get her out first and then we'll take it from there. I'll show you under the bonnet and kind of try and explain how it all works. It is a bit complicated, I know, but it works. Kind of. Right. Find my keys. Perfect. So here's my problem. The water heater is here and it pumps water around the engine, like it heats the water up first, pumps it around the engine, through the heater matrix for the demister, and then down under the van to my calorifier, and then back again. So I need to try and divert that water so all it does is use the engine as a giant expansion tank, if you like. I want the water to purely flow around the heater and the calorifier when I switch it on, making it super efficient. So what I need to do now is figure out where I'm going to put the taps to turn the water on and off to adjust the flow, as it were. I'm sure we can figure something out. So these are the taps I'm going to be using, and I think I've got an idea. I'm going to have one tap restricting the water coming from the engine preheater to the engine, and put a wire piece in so that when this tap is off, the water can't flow to the engine. It has to go down through the calorifier and back again. And then the other tap, I'm going to put the other side of the wire piece. When this tap is off, the water won't flow through the engine preheater. The water will be forced to come from the engine down to the calorifier. So when I'm driving, I'll have this one on, this one off. When I'm stationary, I'll have this one open and this one closed. let's put them in and I'll show you what I mean. Hopefully this is going to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually cut these pipes. You can see I've added this Y piece in. This wasn't here originally. This pipe actually went straight down to my calorifier, and this pipe went straight to the reverse side of the heater. So I'm going to cut this pipe here somewhere. I need to make sure I cut it in the right place. I don't want it to rub against anything. I think that'll be fine. These pipe cutters, by the way, they're brilliant. Right, yeah, this might make a little bit of a mess. That's okay. There we go. Wish me luck. I've got some of this spare pipe kicking around just in case this all does go wrong. There goes all my coolant. Right, I want that. Don't want it facing that way. Probably the best way to have it. So it'll be sat there, off, on. It's not going to interfere with anything. Oh, these Jubilee clips look a bit naff. They don't look too good. I'm going to go and get some better clips. Right, found some chunkier clips. I'm a bit happy with those ones. I'll put them that side, that way up. That one that side. Yep, that way up. How did I say I was going to have that? Don't want it. Yeah, I want it like that, don't I? So this tap when it's off isn't touching anything. That's on. Right. That one in now. And that one in now. Should be quite straightforward. It's supposed to be 19mm, but they seem a little bit loose to me. I do hope these don't leak. I just have to take it on a little local run first before going off anywhere remote. That's it, there you go, it doesn't rub against anything now, we're nice and clear. And I do intend going off into remote locations, and hopefully in a couple of years, when my channel's grown and I'm earning enough ad revenue from YouTube, I can maybe go even further afield, into the depths of Europe maybe. I'd love to drive this van around Europe. That'd be great, wouldn't it? But like I say, to do that, I need to grow my channel because I simply couldn't afford to do it right now. Right, I don't want to sound like I'm whinging. Have that open. Next tap here. So now you can see what I'm doing. Let me just think this through before I do actually cut this. So now, if I turn this tap off, the water will flow from my heater down to the calorifier, back up here, through the heater matrix, and back through into the water heater. If I turn this, open this, the water will now flow from my engine down to the calorifier, back up through the heater matrix, back to the engine. If I don't put a tap here, there's a chance the water will flow up through my engine preheater and back down to the engine, which means the demister heater matrix will get less water. So when I do need to demist the windscreen, this could cause a problem. That's why I need to put a tap here. Does that make sense? Yeah, of course it does. Now, do I have it that way or do I have it that way? I think I'm going to have it that way, so it's out into the open. No danger of rubbing against anything then. Yeah. These things are brilliant. I think I said that, didn't I? Don't forget the clips. Now, it's just going to fall off, so let's do this one first. Look at that. Angle it slightly. Perfect. I hope this works. If it does, I'll be overjoyed, because like I say, the heater matrix actually times out. It stops working before it's reached temperature, because it takes so long to heat not only the engine but also to heat the water in the calorifier. I mean, I get hot water, but it just takes too long to heat. And think about the amount of fuel that I'm using and wasting, I should say, actually doing that. But I do need to make that shorter, I think, otherwise, I don't know, that's alright. Stops it having pressure on that joint, doesn't it? Adding it a little bit of extra length. Try and avoid having these pipes rub against each other. While you're saying that, I do need to fit an elbow or make that back pipe a little bit longer. This one here is pulling down. I suspect it is because there's a lot of tension on that elbow. Yeah, I'm going to cut this pipe and put an elbow in it. I really don't want all that tension on that joint up on top of this heater, because I know from experience they are quite weak. So I'm actually going to put an elbow in there. I'm just going to cut this. I better check I've got an elbow first. Yep, elbow sourced. So I think if I put an elbow in there, it's going to relieve the tension in that pipe. I love cutting pipes. Like that. Yeah, like that. Oh, it's much better. Yeah. Cut the Jubilee clips. A couple of more clips. Major modifications going on here. We'll get there in a minute. We'll get it all sorted. Don't worry. That's what I did. This used to go straight into the heater matrix, but I added another T-piece here so we could do this Y-piece. So we've got a T-piece and a Y-piece that I've added, plus 2 taps basically to modify the flow of the water. Does that make sense? Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. You think. Alright. Trust me, I used to be a car salesman. That's a different life. A long time ago, I used to sell cars, second-hand cars of all things. Yeah, I made money, but it wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't, I don't know, what's the word? An honourable way to earn a living, I suppose. No disrespect to any second-hand car salesman out there. It just didn't make me feel good about what I was doing for a living. Right. So that's that. So if I have these 2 open, make sure I've got plenty of water in the tank. I'll just top it up actually. Let's move these out of the way. Top up the reservoir, get some water through it, and then we'll see what happens. Right, so I've refilled the water reservoir. I think what I'm going to do is actually run the engine and the engine preheater at the same time, and that way I get rid of all the air locks in there, hopefully. Yeah, that should do it. If I run the engine and the engine preheater for a little while, I don't want to run it for too long, otherwise I won't be able to test to make sure it's working. Both taps open. Let's crank her up. I'll tell you what, these new seat covers and this new steering wheel really does make a difference. It is just unbelievable difference it makes. Although it is now trashed in here again. I guess that's the way it is. This is my engine preheater. I hold it once, I hold it again, it should go on. Right, so that's running. So I need to get hot air coming out of here, and then that way I know I've got no air in, I've got no air locks. So if I had any air locks, this wouldn't work. It's stone cold at the moment. We'll give it a minute and hopefully we'll get some hot water through soon. It's definitely coming through now warm, so I know there's no air locks in it now. I'm going to turn off that tap and see if the calorifier gets hot. So the engine preheater is roaring away. We've definitely got hot water coming out of it. Yeah, that side's cold, this side is hot, this side is warm. That's cold. So now I'm going to switch this tap off. And now no water can go through the engine. And by leaving it sort of like an open circuit, if you like, when that hot water expands, it simply expands into the engine and the expansion tank. So I'm not, turn it back on, I'm not cutting off the water supply from the engine completely. Yeah, so the water flows from the heater down to the calorifier, back up this pipe, through the heater matrix, and then back into the engine preheater. So it has got its own water pump, so there's a water pump there that is pumping water around the system. We don't need to use the engine water pump for this to work. Okay, I'll get back to you when this switches itself off and we'll see if we got hot water. So here's my calorifier under here. You can just see that big shiny tank. And these are the pipes. Oh yeah, I can barely touch them. Oh yeah, they're nice and warm. I think this is actually going to work, you know. Right. That's really promising. I'm so glad I took the time to do this. Basically, I've got hot water coming out of the water heater, and it's the pipe that goes to the calorifier is hot. The pipe that comes back from the calorifier is quite warm, and then it goes up around the heater matrix, the demister, and back to the heater. Now the pipes going to the engine, they're pretty cold, so I'm really pleased. That means there is no more water actually going around the engine block. Bearing in mind that that engine block is huge. I mean, it is a 4.2cc 4-cylinder, which means each cylinder is over 1000cc. It's actually 1050cc. My first car was only 850cc, and that had 4 pistons as well. So imagine the size of the pistons in this thing. They're absolutely massive. No wonder it takes so long to heat the water in this. I think this is actually going to work. I'm really excited. Right, I'll get back in a minute when it's done and we'll check, see how much water comes out, or how hot the water is when it comes out. I think it's starting to rain. Oh, bugger, I better get it back in. Oh no, I can't, I don't want to turn it on. I don't want to run the engine, do I? So that would ruin the experiment. Let's hope it doesn't rain too hard. Well, it's done it. It's literally just hit 80 degrees. And it's winding down now. It's turning itself off. I'm really pleased with that, especially because it's literally took 20 minutes to get hot. That's a massive improvement. It was 45 minutes last time we tried using this, and it only got up to 60 degrees C. So to get up to 80 in 20 minutes, I'll take that. Right, let's see if we got hot water. Right, here we go. The moment of truth. Did it work? Fingers crossed. It's a bit cold. Sorry about the noise of the pump. It's because the camera is like directly on top of the pump. The pump is literally underneath. Anyway, we're getting hot water. It's working. Might as well wash my hands while I'm at it. Right. Oh yes, it's pretty much instant hot water. So that is literally 20 litres of hot water in 20 minutes. Hang on, let me dry my hands. I'm really pleased with that, and that is definitely hot enough to have a shower with. Shall I have a shower? Be a shame to waste it, wouldn't it? I mean, 20 litres of hot water, huge shower. It is a luxury camper van after all. But before I jump in the shower, I'd just like to say thank you for watching this video. I do hope you found it mildly entertaining, slightly informative. If you did, then please do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe, like the channel and all that malarkey. Yes. Right, I'm gonna shut up and have a shower.